70% of millennials are living paycheck to paycheck. That's according to a new survey which analyzed economic data and census-balanced surveys of over 28,000 Americans. It found that about 54% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. But millennials have that biggest broke energy. That's the title that they use. Biggest broke energy. And 70% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. I got to give a shout out to my friend Marcelo. Talented guy, comedian, writer. He's like, you got to talk about this broke energy. What's the deal with this broke energy? And I think basically what it is people love to talk crap about millennials. Millennials get hated on more than any generation. Bad rap, I mean, maybe boomers are catching up now. Okay, boomer.
Okay, but yeah, it's
but millennials for the last decade they get hated on, right? They're the crybabies, the snowflakes, whatever you want to call them. But it's just not true. So they get hated on, and they it's part of this broke energy. But by contrast, 70% of millennials are living paycheck to paycheck. By contrast, 40% of baby boomers and seniors, basically 10,000 baby boomers turn 65 every single day. So if you're going to a 65-year-old's birthday coming up soon, probably your parents, maybe grandparents if you're super young, they're baby boomers, okay? So 10,000 baby boomers turn 65 every single day. For the next decade or two, that's going to happen. So by contrast, 40% of baby boomers and seniors live paycheck to paycheck. That's the least out of any generation. So here's the analogy there. Oh, millennials, okay? Millennials are 30 to 40 now, late 20s to 30. Like, they're not kids anymore, okay?
Mid-20s.
This is basically like, if you're, I would equate that the baby boomers are like the seniors in high school.
Exactly.
Millennials are kind of like sophomores. Gen
junior.
Z kind of like freshmen. Like the guys, like people a little bit younger than you.
Yeah.
Who in the office is a little bit younger than you?
Jassy, she's 21.
Jassy, she's a Gen Z. She's a freshman. She's just getting started. This is her first job.
Yeah.
Right? Millennials, sophomores. You've been in the, you're here for a year.
Yeah.
Gen X.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a junior.
Yeah.
Boomers, they're seniors, literally seniors, okay? So if you don't have things figured out by senior year of high school, good luck, buddy. If you're still talking about making the, baseball team senior year, maybe sports isn't for you, bro. So this is basically what I'm saying here with baby boomers, 40%. That's the least out of any generation. No shit. You've had 40 years of working to figure it out to hopefully not be paycheck to paycheck. But millennials are in last place. So to give a little comfort to millennials, it doesn't help. This is part of the article. It doesn't help that millennials have faced economic challenges one after another since the oldest of them graduated.
Exactly.
It's from in the housing crisis, 2008. I was in 2007, 2008. I had already graduated from college. I graduated in 2002, so I'd already been working for about 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Well, I don't know if we want to call it working, but I was living. So millennials kind of got screwed. They got screwed by 2008 recession. Fast forward another 12 years, they get screwed by COVID. So basically, the pandemic threw another wrench into their plans by giving them a second recession and a second housing crisis before the age of 40. So classic millennials complaining about all these recessions, can't catch a break. The truth be told, they've had a rough go. All right, but nobody feels bad. Like nobody feels bad for you.
Because the moment you say something as a millennial that like, oh, it's been difficult, then it's like, well, when I was
a kid,
it was even tougher.
Yeah, I had to walk up a hill backwards, barefoot in the snow, with no shoes on. It's like, dude, that never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And what kind of child? Where were you living? That never happened. But people like to talk about how tough it was. Like I talk about, like if I talk to my little nephew, he's 9 years old now. He's about to be 9. He's got his iPad. I'm like, iPad. When I was growing up, I had to read the whole newspaper.
I'm the exact same way with my nephew. My nephew's the exact same thing.
What do you
iPad, cell phone, and I'm just like, wait, wouldn't you want to play with a toy, go outside? I don't know.
Yeah. So
Gen
anyway,
Z.
wrapping this story up. So, events happen to every generation, that's for sure. But of course, the economy isn't fully to blame. Some millennials, here's the catch here, particularly six-figure earners, are known to fall victim of something called lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep. And that's when one increases one's standard of living to match a rise in discretionary income.
Yikes.
Okay, so that's like saying, all right, I make 50 grand a year. I'm going to budget. I'm going to live my best life. I'm going to save. I'm going to invest. I'm going to, but now I got to raise. Now I'm making 75 grand a year. So what does that mean? Well, that's some of that deserve mentality. Well, I've been working hard. I deserve a new car. I deserve a Rolex. I deserve to go to Tulum. Who doesn't want to go to Tulum? So this is what happens. So basically, anyway, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, I feel you. We can help you with that. There's a lot of stuff we're going to be talking about right there. But basically, you know, as this lifestyle creeps in, like there's a lot of creeps in South Beach. I'm not talking about those creeps. I'm talking about lifestyle creep. When you start to make more money, you start to spend more money. You feel like you deserve nicer things. Well, you know, I got a roommate. Fuck this roommate. He kind of sucks. Time to live on my own, right? I mean, driving this, you know, 2004 Honda Accord. Time to get that 2021 Beamer, son. You know, I kind of got this Casio watch. That Rolex is looking nice. Anyway, this is what lifestyle creep is. You start to make more money, so you start to spend more money. And here's my advice to you. If you're making 50 as an example, now you start making 100. All right? I'm just using easy round numbers. For 1 year, act like you're still making 50 grand. For 1 year. You've been doing it for X amount of years. For 1 year, act like you're still broke, essentially. And now that surplus, that extra 50 grand, now you're maxing out your 401k. Maybe you're maxing out your Roth IRA. You're opening up your brokerage account. Maybe you're buying a piece of real estate property. The options are unlimited, what you can do. Maybe you're investing in crypto, whatever it is, you've got way more money than you had before. So that's what I started doing is when I went from 22 grand to 100 grand and from 100 grand to 200 grand and 200 and so on and so forth, I lived like I was still making $22,000.
And how do you fight the temptations to not go on that trip? Get that watch, get that.
Oh, dude, that's a great question. It's so tough. You got to understand what the overall goal is, though, right? You got to understand what the overall goal is. If the overall, you know, they say like, is the overall goal to look rich or to actually be rich? It's a big question.
Right.
Look, I'm from Miami. I live in South Beach. There's a lot of people out there that look rich. Broke AF. Broke AF. They're renting the Rolls Royce for the weekend. They got a sick car. Maybe they bought the car, but they're still living at home with their mama. They're going out and they're spending their entire commission check on bottles, $2 grand. It happens. This is lifestyle creep. It's natural, bro. It's natural. The more money you make, clearly you want to spend more.
Right.
My advice to you is save that money, act like you're still broke, and talk to me in a few years when you're like, holy crap, I've got 100 grand in my bank account. Wow, that looked out nice. That to me is the best thing ever because money, I look at it as a tool not to buy things, but to do things, right? Let me say that again. I don't look at money as a tool to buy things. I look at it as to do things. What do I want to do, right? I go back to my chilling. I want to travel, right? You want to buy things, that's your chill. So anyway, here's actually something I thought about this. So, you know, Instagram and social media talking about this lifestyle creep and millennials living paycheck to paycheck, even the ones that are making six figures, I think social media has a lot to play with this. Why? You want to go to Tulum. You want to go on vacation. You want to get that internet clout. How many people go to Tulum and do not post a picture? Zero?
Yeah.
Right. Like if you're traveling, you're doing, I mean, you want to get that internet clout.
Yeah.
You
gotta get those likes.
You got to get those likes. I mean, we all need those likes. But here's actually a thought that I thought about. Millennials are the only generation that I got both things going on. Stay with me here. They got the social media pressure, but they're also got money coming in, especially as people making six figures. What does that mean? They got the social media and they got the money. Okay. Younger generation, Gen Z, maybe you don't have the money yet. You got social media though. So like there's a lot of younger people that are not prone to stunting on the gram because they don't have any money yet. They're in college. They're just getting started, right?
Right.
Maybe they'll take a nice selfie, but they're not in Tulum taking the selfie or in St. Bart's or in Mykonos or whatever. Older generations, the baby boomers, they got the money. They ain't flexing on the gram. Grandma ain't on the gram.
Yeah.
Right? So millennials got it coming from both ends. They got the money coming in, but they also got to flex. They got to flex. You got to flex. Anyway, that's the point here is that millennials are tough. So if you're a millennial out there, comment. By the way, give a thumbs up if you're a millennial. This is what Pat always does. Gives a thumbs up, and then what do they get? A thumbs up.
Watching.
And if you're not a thumbs, then a thumbs
down.
Thumbs down
if you're a boomer.
So basically, if you're in between the ages of 21 and 40, give a thumbs up. If you're 40 plus, 45, we'll even give you a leeway. 42, 43, you're still, we'll call you millennial. 45 plus, give them a thumbs down. Let's see what happens there. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on why people are living paycheck to paycheck, especially the ones that are in lifestyle creep. All right, can we move on to our next story? Ready to have a little fun here?
Adam, can I?
Yeah, sure.
I see
Paul.
a comment here. Might want to just mention this out loud, but the Miller Property Group said, "Heads up, Adam, your fake Instagram account person is going around DMing us. Wannabe sauce."
Oh yeah, let's talk about that.
So here's what happens when all we talk is money. All we talk is money. When you end up start talking money, scumbags follow you.
Yeah.
I don't mean like follow you, but like there's creepers out there that will put fake accounts out there. And, Sals Talks Money with 2 Ys at the end, or 3 Ys, or So Talk Money, and they're going to hit you up, and what are they going to ask for? What are they going to ask for? Some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you for Bitcoin. The only thing I'm asking you to do is to like and comment on my pictures because I need that validation.
And also save that money.
And I'm asking you to save that money. If you enjoyed that short clip from the Soscast, click here to watch another, click here to watch the full episode, or just stay broke.